What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, we have some interesting news to talk about. So let's get right down to the nitty gritty. So TF Hot Rod on the TFW boards made a thread a couple days ago for all the Transformers that have arrived at US ports. This is the list that has been updated so far. So I'm going to read you guys the list and give you guys my thoughts on everything. So first up here, 86 Long Haul and Hook Pack, pre-tariffs, AOTP, Silverbolt, pre-tariffs, and then we have Sonic Collab, SDCC exclusive Skybound Jetfire set, AOTP, Amazon Topspin and Spinister, Amazon Iron Fist and Carnivac, and Wave 2 Voyagers and Deluxes. And then he said here just a couple days ago and just this week, AOTP Star Convoy, Onyx Prime, 86 Mixmaster, and then a few posts down, somebody also added that more Omega Primes have come into U.S. ports approximately like 6 days ago at the time of this recording. Hopefully it's one of my copies, because again, I still haven't gotten a shipping notification, still haven't gotten my Omega Prime in yet. Even though there are people in the same state as me that have already gotten their copies like 2 weeks ago, so it is what it is. But you know, I'm a little upset here waiting. But yeah, I mean, this is the list that I would expect, but I don't know what's going on exactly. You know me on this channel last couple weeks, what I've been saying. I'm keeping up with the tariffs, but from afar. I'm not reading every little piece of information that's coming out every day about these things, because the stuff is changing by the hour, it seems like. Every day, the last like 2-3 months. It's absolutely insane. And to keep up with it all day, every day, you're just going to drive yourself insane, because the news is just all over the place. I did see like this weekend that they reached some sort of an agreement with China to lower the tariffs. I mean, you're still getting a charge, but it's not as much as before. It's just ridiculous. But you know, this list is to be expected. I don't know what TF Hot Rod means here by pre-tariffs on Long Haul and Hook and Silverbolt. So does that mean that these two aren't going to be affected by the tariffs, but everything listed here that arrived in U.S. port will be? I don't know how that works. I would assume that because of these already being in U.S. port, like everything is set in stone with whatever price increases that we're going to be getting soon, that the prices would be the same on these beforehand. But I guess not from what he's saying here on this list, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we just gotta wait and see what happens, guys. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous to me what's going on here. And you get people in my comments talking like, oh, the price increases aren't going to be that bad. I've been paying this in Canada or Mexico or Australia for the last 5-10 years. Okay, cool, but this is, I mean, I don't mean to sound like I have main character syndrome here or like I'm better than everybody else who lives in other countries, but there's a reason why US has cheaper prices than other countries. You know, this is like the hub for Transformers and how things are made and, you know, just the development of everything. That's why things are the way they are and why we have cheaper prices. But, you know, it still does suck for collectors who are in Australia, Mexico, and wherever else that have more expensive prices than here in the US. You know, getting all these smartasses in my comments making those statements and typing that, it's absolutely annoying. Like, I already know this. You don't have to raise your hand and be like a pick me or whatever in terms of, oh, I've already had these prices, so what? Who cares? I mean, it's still bad for people who live in the US. I mean, it's not like perfect living is in this country. You know, there's price increases on basically everything, and getting crazy potential price increases on something that's either your hobby or a second job or whatever the case may be. You know, it's different for everybody, but that's like the big like straw that breaks the camel's back, because this is supposed to be like an escape for all the craziness at your job or in your regular life, or your necessities that just keep going up every year the last like 5-6 years, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I'm rambling a little bit, but I kind of have to get this out because it seems like don't really say this in their YouTube videos, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like it's just something that I have on my mind with this stuff, and it's a little bit of a venting process for me. But in terms of all this stuff, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, we just have to wait and see on what the exact prices are gonna be going forward. We've already seen price increases on GameStop, Big Bad Toy Store, and some other places, but we're really gonna have to wait and see on what Amazon and Hasbro Pulse are saying, because that's gonna be like the major determining factor going forward for however long this stuff is going to last, or it could be forever. Like, I highly doubt these prices are going to go down. I mean, these are greedy corporations here in the US. Do you really think once they realize collectors are going to be paying $32 for a deluxe class figure, they're going to bring it back down to $25? I highly doubt that. But I'd love to be wrong, obviously, but, they really haven't lowered prices ever whenever there's a price increase, so I really don't expect things to change now. But, these are interesting, unique times, so I'd love to be wrong. But, I don't know, guys, I'm already pretty selective with what I get the last few years. I mean, I just got back into collecting Transformers in 2020 because I saw that quality was getting back to sort of what it was pre, like, the big budget cuts of 2012 a little bit in terms of articulation, detail, paint, plastic quality a little bit, accessories with what we started getting in Siege and the War for Cybertron trilogy. But then prices started going up again. Deluxes went from 20 to 25, Voyagers 30 to 35, Leader Class 50 to, 55 now. Commander Class went from 80 to 90. Titan Class went from like 170 to 200. So then I started being a bit more selective and caring more about what I bought more than before, because I already was kind of selective. Like, what am I going to do with the Power Dashers, or some other random repaint? I really don't care about stuff like that. But the last couple of years I've been selective, and depending on these increases, I'm going to be even more selective. I've already been thinking about some things, selling some stuff off that I really don't care about anymore because of all this stuff. It's just an interesting time, and it really makes you sit back and reflect and look at stuff that you really need and stuff that you really want to buy with this hobby. And I've been doing that a lot the past month and a half. I've sold off a lot of Transformers I've gotten the last couple of years that I've looked at now, and I'm like, man, do I really need this? Especially with the climate that the country is in right now with these price increases. I could use that extra money for other stuff, and that's just where a lot of our minds are heading right now, more so than ever. We have this every few years, like 5 years or so, with price increases, but it feels different, especially when we just got major price increases just like 2-3 years ago during everything that was going on with the pandemic. We already had $5 to $10 to even like $30 price increases if we're talking about Titan class just a couple short years ago, and now we're here talking about even more that didn't even need to happen if this tariff war wasn't going on. So yeah, it's just insane to me, but who knows? Gotta wait and see in the coming days, weeks, months, whatever, what's gonna happen. But let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel about everything going on with the tariffs, and what do you guys think is gonna happen with these figures that are already in US ports in terms of pricing. And yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.